This is a furniture channel, and in today's video I'll be working on a large mid-century credenza. The goal for this video will be to show several ways to flip furniture for a profit. Before we get to that, I committed to picking up some furniture, and this is all last minute, but I decided to record this journey to share with you, so hopefully you enjoy. This is the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. This is about 90 miles north of Chicago, and I spent 5 years in this city, worked as an EMT in this city 17 years ago, and whenever I get back to this area, I do my best to make at least one stop at one of my favorite places. I usually include an awkward wave in most of my videos, but this one didn't go as planned. One of the best things I saw on this trip was actually at the gas station, but I'll share that towards the end of this video. I drove all that way for a set of vintage Cesca caneback chairs, 4 of them total, for $150. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I did buy a set of these at a thrift store several months ago. I sold them for a profit, but I've regretted it since. So I've been looking for these and finally found them. I was very happy with this purchase. These won't require too much work. That'll be for another video. I mentioned briefly in a recent video that I don't often flip furniture for a profit. However, I do have several pieces that I purchased a while back, and they need a little bit of work, but I don't intend to keep them. And so I thought it would be helpful to show a few simple ways to find furniture online or in thrift stores and do very little work to turn a profit. If you do move furniture often, these furniture dollies are a great investment, and I'll link these products as well as all the other products in this video in the description below. I found this mid-century furniture piece a while back on Facebook Marketplace for $50. Let me know in the comments, do you think this is a dresser, a buffet, or would you call it a credenza? Regardless, Krahler has been around since the early 1900s and stopped manufacturing furniture in the late 70s, early 80s. There are still a few companies by the name of Krahler that are still manufacturing furniture, but I believe they're completely unrelated to this Krahler from the mid-century era. Krahler Manufacturing Company was at one time one of the largest furniture manufacturing companies in the US, and they were located near Chicago, so it's no surprise that these pieces often show up in the Midwest region. As you can see, the top of this piece is laminate, and the drawer fronts I would consider to be a patchwork veneer. The sides are also veneer, and the legs are solid wood. Furniture pieces like this often have many clues regarding the manufacturing dates. This one I believe was from the 60s. The reason I say that is because I did find a stamp on the back of this piece. From what I can tell, it looks to be April 25th of 1960. 68. Let me know what you think. Oftentimes I will go through the trouble of adding veneer to the top of these laminated pieces. However, I decided to keep this one all original since it was in such great shape. I believe that all I need to do for this one is clean it up. This is not a dramatic restoration, but I wanted to share this video because I think with many of these pieces, there are only a few simple steps that are necessary to help bring these pieces back to life without having to paint them. Since I'm not doing any sanding or using paint stripper, I decided to bring this project inside since it is still cold in the garage. I wanted this piece to be at room temperature when I apply the final finishes. As long as I'm removing most of the hardware, I'll go over all of these individual flathead screws on the bottom portion of this piece. There's no way of knowing, but some of these may not have been tightened for 60 years. I'll also clean the threads with a fine wire wheel. This will help when I reassemble most of the hardware. When I purchased this credenza, I could see that some of the drawer pulls were so worn that they were obviously plated metal, so I didn't even check the rest to see if it was brass. These are plated metal, therefore are magnetic. Brass will be non-magnetic, and fortunately the feet and the longer drawer pulls were brass, so I'm just cleaning all the dirt and grime before I polish these. As I mentioned earlier, this furniture does have some dings, scratches, and even a few minor stains, but I didn't feel it needed a complete restoration, so I decided to apply Howard Restore Finish in walnut. I'm applying this with a fine steel wool to help conceal some of the scratches in the piece, and as you see me apply some of these products, it looks like quite a bit of excess, but I usually let this sit, come back, wipe off all the excess, and Howard does recommend that, of course, you would follow up 30 minutes later by applying Howard Feed and Wax, which is a wood polish and conditioner. I'll also apply this generously and come back and wipe off the excess in the direction of the wood grain. I've recently been more active on the Facebook Mad City Modern page, as well as on Instagram Mad City Furniture. I'll also try and give updates more often on the YouTube community page, so if you have any of those social media platforms, I'd love to hear from you there as well. I'll continue by applying Restore Finish to the body of the furniture. I'll then put the legs back on, turn this piece upright, and since the top is laminate and doesn't need any attention, I'll move on to applying Howard Feed and Wax. As suggested, it's been about 30 minutes since I applied the Restore Finish and wiped off the excess. I'll now apply Howard Feed and Wax Wood Polish and Conditioner using a wax brush. I'll apply this in every direction, come back after about 15 minutes and wipe off the excess in the direction of the wood grain. Whether this is truly a restoration or just a refinish, the terms don't really matter to me much. I'm just glad to have been able to work on this piece. Hopefully you've enjoyed this project and it has inspired you to find something that could use the same simple steps just to bring it back to life. I'd like your feedback on this project. I purchased it for $50. I already have a mid-century credenza, so I'll be planning to sell this one on Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, the price will depend on the area that you're in and whether these pieces are even available. I'm thinking for Madison, $400 or $500 would be a reasonable asking price. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay tuned to the end of this video for the rest of my recent road trip. If you feel that I've earned your subscription, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that thumbs up, and saying hello in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. I have several major restorations planned on this channel for the near future, and goodbye for now.